When the enemy wants to destroy you, steal from you, and then take you out, he'll target your thoughts. After all, if you want to finish someone completely, you target the most vulnerable position and hit them hard. The devil has been using this trick to steal from you far too long. And today we're breaking that chain. We're taking back control of your mind. It's all in the voices that you hear. Voices that tell you all kinds of lies. Lies like you're not worth it. You don't deserve it. You have it just for a little while. It was never meant for you. You will still lose it. You are meant to suffer, and the list is endless. Whenever Satan opens his mouth to speak, he speaks lies. That's his native tongue. But he gets you to believe the lies because he speaks them in your mind from a first-person perspective. The best way to keep you from enjoying what God's already done is by making sure you worry yourself sick about potential misfortunes that will probably never happen. Remember, fear and faith both want the same thing from you, and that thing is to believe something that hasn't happened yet. Today we'll learn about a valuable lesson on faith and speaking life over yourself even in the good times. You must learn to talk back at the enemy. Silence his wicked voice with the powerful word of God as your ammunition. When we're so used to losing things, struggling and experiencing rejection, we become accustomed to things going away. We begin writing a false narrative about ourselves regarding what we deserve and what we don't. The enemy never wants to see you happy. In fact, Jesus refers to him as a thief. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. He steals your peace and joy, destroys your purpose, and kills your vision. Satan doesn't want your money or your relationships. He doesn't need it. What he's after is your peace. And he's determined to touch anything in your life to get it. Because he knows it's hard to touch anything without your permission, this is where he gets you to agree with his lies. By speaking out the negative things you think in your mind. John 10:10 tells us that Jesus came that we may have life and have it in full. As long as the enemy is stealing your peace, you can bet the world he's stealing your life away too. Instead of truly living, you find yourself merely existing. Jesus came to give you life in abundance. He came that you may experience the good things that life has to offer. He came so that you can experience the joy of having your prayers answered. He came so that you can see doors open in your life. He came so that you can experience miracles. Sometimes we forget that Jesus came so that we can live a good life here on earth too. And when we forget this powerful truth, we find ourselves listening and meditating on the voice and the words of the enemy. For instance, has God ever answered your prayers, and once that happens, instead of the anxiety and pressure reducing, they just go up a notch higher? Maybe you've been praying for God to provide the finances to pay your bills or to buy a house. Once God answers that prayer, you start hearing all kinds of negative voices. Voices telling you crazy things like, you might have the money for this month, but what about next month? Are you even sure you'll have enough to pay off your entire mortgage? Do you think you're so special to deserve such a home? What about all those mistakes you made in the past? Are you really worthy of such a blessing? These voices can make it impossible for you to enjoy the blessings that you have in your life. Worse still, they shake up the trust that you have in God to do above and beyond what you can think, ask, or imagine. The thing is, you also need to learn how to exercise faith during the good times. The way you talk to yourself matters. You need to silence those negative voices. When the devil comes with, "You're not worthy," be quick to remind him that God says you're precious in his eyes, and that you are loved. Isaiah 43:4. When he says you don't deserve it, remind him that Jesus came so that you may have life in its abundance. Your weapon against the enemies is the word. That's what Jesus used when he was tempted in the wilderness. You must remember that the voice of truth silences all fear and doubt. Once God blesses you, let go of fear. Stop thinking about what if I lose everything? What if it doesn't last? Instead, bask in his goodness. Rest in his love and his provision. He blesses you so that you don't have to worry or be anxious of anything. Being blessed should not be an invitation for worry. Have faith that his goodness will last. Have faith that you will always attract his blessings because you're his child. You are worthy of everything that your Father gives you. It's important that you learn to silence those voices. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May he make his face shine on you and be gracious to you always.